Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Mills Mechanical. So tonight we're working on this Cub Cadet. It's an LTX 1045. It's the mower I use all the time around here. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to change the oil. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and replace this leaking drain plug here. So yeah, let's hop to it. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the lawnmower deck here. We're going to clip it. We're going to move it out of the way so that way we don't get oil on it. And to do that, underneath you have two of these here. They're little release pins. And then up front you have this bar here, and on the other side there's a little pin. You just pull that out, and that's how you get the get this deck off. Do that, you take your deck, put it all the way down, you pull these pins out like so, and on the other side here, so there's a little pin. Let's take that, pull that out. Move out of the way. Pull this other pin out. And that will allow you let's back up, get those bars out of the way. Pull it out of the way. Oh, that's not a good thing. Look into what happened there. Alright, so what I elected to do was to pull the deck all the way out. It'd be a lot easier. So to get the oil drain out of these plastic drain plugs, all you do is push in. Yeah, this one's loose, so try to put on it. Alright, so the drain plug's loose, so it's kind of hard to do what I need to do here. But basically, how to get these to loosen up is all you do, you push, and twist. I'm gonna have to hang on to that with a pair of pliers. Alrighty, so you get these to loosen up. This one's loose, so I gotta hold it with a pair of these pliers here. Push, twist. It's a little bit more difficult because this thing is loose. There we go. Let's stick this hose over real quick. Maybe. Here we go. There we are. See, it's a little bit more of a pain than it's worth. But basically, while this is draining, I'll give kind of an explanation to this. So what happens is these are made of plastic, and inside is a rubber O-ring. And after so many heat cycles, the O-ring will harden and it'll fail. It causes them to leak. It's just not a good design overall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. I'm going to replace it with something better. And I'll show you that here in a second. But yeah, let's let the oil drain and we'll get back to it. Alrighty, so next thing we're going to do is, up here is your oil filter. We're going to go ahead and take that off. Maybe. Alright, so this oil filter is a little stuck. Oil filter wrench I have is not the correct size. So I kind of want to show you guys a tip and trick. As you can see, I already tried using the trick I'm going to show you here. Basically, if you don't have time to go out, get another one of these oil filter sockets to fit that, and you're in a bind, you can use a pair of channel locks. One thing I will say is never use these to put your oil filter on. You'll screw up your oil filter, and then you're just kind of stuck in a bad situation. So, but yeah, I tried doing it. I broke through. So here we go. You're gonna take it. You're gonna clamp down on them. Turn. Unfortunately, this throttle cable is kind of in my way. And eventually it'll just work itself loose. The other thing you could do is, and what I was going to try is, you can take a screwdriver like this, punch a hole through it, try to do it down towards the bottom here. So you don't hit the little spout that's inside here. You can take that and use that as leverage to turn it also. So there's a couple of tricks to getting off a oil filter if you're in a bad spot. Hitting that hole there. It's always fun when you have to do things the hard way, but it's a good learning experience, and that's what this channel is all about. If everything in life was easy, it would be amazing. Go. Alrighty, so the oil filter's off. I'll wipe my hands off here. Now, this is a Kohler engine, so went ahead and made sure I got Kohler parts. I picked this up at Royal King. You can usually find these oil filters anywhere. Oil filter for this, the part number is 1205001. I will say I could have gotten these off of Amazon, this whole kit, for like 30 bucks. It's actually cheaper if you just go to Amazon, or just go to Royal King. The thing you want to do with any oil filter is make sure you take off any protective plastic coating. Go ahead and check out Just Rolled In, and you'll see things on there about people forgetting to take those little dealy bobs off, and well, you end up starving the oil of engine, and then need a new engine. That's all there is to that. I might be able to get this on here, this wrench on here enough to tighten it down just a little bit more. Yeah, I don't have to go incredibly tight on these. There you go. That's probably about as good as you're going to get it there. All right, so with that done, next we're going to move on to this here. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take this off. Luckily, mine's already kind of loose, so this shouldn't be too difficult. I'm just using one of these crescent wrenches here. This is kind of awkward just because we're in a little bit of an awkward spot here. The fuel line right here. Getting the right size on our crescent wrench. Chain box will get in there a little bit better. Go. Crack loose. Get the turn here. There we go. take it by this little snout here. I'm just gonna turn it. Possibly. There we go. Feels like these threads might be kind of foobarred here. Hopefully not. And if just going to replace, you probably could just break this little plastic piece off and get a socket around it, but we're going to do it this way. There you go. It's out of the way. Got a little bit of residual here. Just going to put a rag here. A lot of residual. Just going to go ahead and I'm going to let that drain for a little bit until it's done draining. Alrighty, so what I want to show you while that's draining is what I'm going to use to replace that plastic thing with. And this is it right here. So this right here is called a drains it. And it's just basically just an easy drain hose. And the advantages to this thing here is that it's a hose, you can aim it wherever you want, and you don't have to worry about the oil getting on the frame of the lawnmower. So pretty cheap. They're like 25 bucks off Amazon. It's got a 3/8 fitting on the end here, and this here is a 11/16. So yeah, pretty neat little unit. Should make things a lot easier. Put a link down in the description below for it. Alrighty, so our oil is done draining out of the drain hole there. The one thing I'm going to use on this is some thread sealant. That way it'll seal the threads, and all you do is take it, put on the threads here. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. Kind of put it in 2 different spots, that way it'll get around to both ends here. There you go. That's about all you really need for that. Clean this hole out a little bit more. A little more oil draining out. There you go. So we're going to take this, thread it on in here, like so. Pretty easy. Take an 11/16 wrench. Sit here and tighten it down. Here we go. And it's got this nifty little black piece here. All you do is do that. There you go. And that's how you install one of these easy drains into a Kohler engine. Now this can be used for any of these lawnmower motors that come with this. It's just not a good design. Pretty awful design. One thing you always want to make sure you know what your thread is when you do buy one, because I do see them in 3/8, 1/2 inch, so on and so forth. So there we go. It's pretty much the same thing as putting oil in your car, just on a very small scale. Now I'm gonna do an oil change every year. Probably doesn't need it, but you know, it's a good idea just because you don't know, these engines get so hot when they're running because they're not liquid cooled, they're air cooled. So it's just a good idea. And it's cheap. It's cheap insurance compared to having to buy a whole new motor. There you go. Alright, so you saw in the beginning of this video when I went to pull the deck out the other side, this decided to come off. Not sure exactly why, maybe because the rotational force of the blade spin the nut off. I really would like to thread lock these, but I can't find my thread locker, so I'll probably have to end up putting this back together and then getting some thread locker and putting some thread lock on it. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and fix that too. bolt for it is right here. Actually, it's not a nut bolt, it's just a nut with a big ass washer. Really need to sharpen these blades up. So I should just push right back through here. Washer on. That on. I really wish these were lock nuts on here, but they're not. Help out a lot. I guess the one thing you can use the old mechanics trick of taking some fishing string and putting it through there. That would help. There's that. See what size those are. 24? Yep. Go ahead and I'll check the other side here while I'm at it. All right, those are both tight. There we go. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please comment, please like, please subscribe. So that way maybe I can get a little money out of doing this so I can keep doing do more videos like this. Yeah. Hope you all have a great day. Thank you.